What up, family? It's your man Harry Billion. I'm about to get busy in the kitchen, baby. I'm about to make palava sauce from West Africa, Liberia. If you are interested in African food, I want you to come along so you can learn how to make this food, so you can make this food for yourself or maybe for your family. So let's go ahead and get busy right now making that Liberian food. When I say soup from here on out, I'm talking about the palava sauce or the jute leaf. Before you start cooking the soup, you want to make your rice. You want to go ahead and put the rice on, let the rice get the cooking. And this is the rice that I'm using. All right, the Carolina Gold. The kind of rice that you use, that you eat with the soup is very important. You want to use hard-boiled rice, not the white rice. It's a little bit stickier and the taste is a little different. A lot of us West Africans, we use this type of rice. It goes much better with the soup. If you got a rice cooker, just go ahead, put that rice in the rice cooker. Let it just start doing its thing, and then we start preparing for the soup. So the first thing we're going over are the meats. You can make whatever meat that you want. You choose whatever meat you want. There's no right or wrong answer to this. We're used to having a smorgasbord of meat. I got oxtail, smoked turkey wings, smoked pork neck bones, chicken feet, pig feet. I'm gonna put some gizzard in there, fowl chicken. Liberian men call it hot chicken. Let's go over some of the other ingredients, all right? You can get all Maggies do not taste the same. To get the best results for Liberian dishes, make sure to use the brown Maggies. This from Amazon. Want some green peppers, onions, fresh hot peppers, and cayenne pepper. We got the sauces, jute leaf. Buy it already blended up, or you can buy it the way I got it. It's like the leaves. I'll put this in a blender and blend it very fine. Now, in no specific order, you start putting all your meats together. The stuff that comes in this piece right here. Now, there'll be some neck bone, some more gizzard, some, if you like liver, all right, pig feet in there like that, and like that. So the thing about gizzard, you want to look inside of the gizzard, make sure it ain't got a piece that you need to clean out. This part right here, okay, you want to take your knife and you want to peel that part off. See that? You want to peel that off. I mean, if you're a G like that, you want to go ahead and eat that piece, you can go ahead and eat it, but it's bitter. It tastes nasty. This is a lot of meat. You don't have to do this much meat. Also. You can season everything right in here. Gotta put this in here. Cayenne pepper. Put this in there. Once you turn it up over, pour some more. Some people like to get in there and massage the meat. You can massage it like this. And more pepper. Peppers you don't have to cut up, you just put them in there like that. Just right about there. Basically, you got your meat in the pot, everything's ready to go. So now all you gotta do is just put your pot on the stove and let it cook. We're almost there. It's almost time for us to start chowing. You understand what I'm saying? You heard what I'm saying, baby? Turn the burner on. Make sure most of that stuff is getting in that pot. I have a lot of meat in here. Liberians, we eat a lot of meat. It ain't gotta be like that for you. For you, it can be all the way down here, because all you gotta have is just chicken. So once you see everything, how everything's made together, you can just choose one meat, two meat, and that's it for you. Okay, you can do the beef and the chicken, and that's all good for you. Once you learn the whole process, then modify it to fit your style of living. That's how we learn things. You understand what I'm saying? I want to learn how to do it so that I can know how to break the rules. I'm gonna let that cook down, and we will be back. The meat's been cooking for a while now. You can look behind me. It's now dark. Like I said, it takes a while for this stuff to cook. So the meat is hard, so you gotta cook it for maybe like an hour or 2 hours. And it's getting dark right now. So it's time for us to check the meat. It looks like this is coming along pretty well. Then make sure you taste this sauce right here. The spoon, but as you can see, the meat is pretty cooked. You can see the pepper is breaking up here. The fresh pepper will start to break up like that. And the water will be pretty much significantly lower. And you can test this meat out. Like, it should be falling off the bone at this moment. You're gonna take the meat out of the pot, and you're gonna set that to the side and start getting ready to prepare for the soup, to cook the soup. You're almost there. Now all you gotta do is just take the meat and put it to the side. So you can see, look at that meat. It's falling off the bone, looking really good. See, the meat is like, it's basically falling off the bone. It's not that tough on the bone at all. So now it comes off the bone. It's really easy to handle. Now you know you're ready. All right, family, so your meat is done and you're now ready to start making the stew. Let's go ahead and get the palava sauce prepped so you can see how that process is done. You're gonna take the palava sauce. It comes in these little packages. If yours come in a different package, it is what it is. Just stick it right here and just peel it open just like that, and then open it. Boom. So if your palava sauce comes in leaves like this, and it doesn't come chopped up and ready to go, you can go ahead and blend it yourself. This is how you do it. Put it in the blender just like that. Because it was frozen and now it's defrosted, there's some water in here. I'm gonna leave the water in there and use that as part of the cooking sauce, or use that as part of the water that I use in cooking. The jute leaf is like slippery or slimy like okra. I'm making 4 bags, but if you have a bigger family, you can make as many bags as you want that's going to suit for your family. So as you can see, one more leaf, like that. Boom. Pour it right into the pot, just like that. Boom. This is pretty much what it is. So now what we do just like we did the meat. You want to cut up some onions. You want to go ahead and season this. We don't have too much sauce in here from the meat. All right. Now this is where you gotta be very careful with this, as far as the seasoning of this sauce, because the meat has a lot of seasoning. The meat is already well seasoned, and there's gonna be some sauce that comes from the bottom of this meat. This meat, this base already has a lot of salt. So keep in mind, you're gonna put this in here. So when you're seasoning this, to go half on that, don't go fall out. Because once you add that, if you over season this, if you season this to taste, like you did the meat, and then you add that, you're bringing that salt over to this. This is very important part. You gotta pay very close attention. I would say season this to the part where it's not tasting too sweet, too salty. Let it be a little bit bland, because when you add that, it's gonna bring everything together. So now this is ready. We're gonna cut up some onions and some green peppers, and we're gonna add it to this, and then we're gonna add some seasoned salt. Now we're gonna do that. We're gonna put it right in there. I like a lot of pepper, so I'm gonna add some more pepper. Obviously the meat already has onion seasoning on it, so you don't necessarily have to put onions in it again, but this is part of the whole process of how the food comes out tasting a certain way. Some people will say, well, that part is already seasoned, so I'm not gonna repeat that process. I can just put it on the meat and trust it. You can do that if you want. Again, results may vary depending on which process you skip. Y'all put it in the comments if y'all skip the process and it came out good and it still tastes good, that's fine. That's pretty much ready to go. And we're gonna put some of this in there, but not too much. And you notice when I was seasoning the meat, because there was a lot of meat, I was just taking it and I was just doing that. I don't want to do that this time. I'm going to take some of this and I'm just going to go like that. All right? I'm going to go like that. And that's going to be that for now. So that's the seasoning that I'm using for the sauce for now. It's a lot of sauce, so you can put a little bit more on there. But again, you're gonna put the meat on there and the meat has seasoning on there. The same rule follows. While this is cooking down, you wanna make sure that you're tasting it as it's going. So it just have just enough of a taste to where it's not too bland, because the meat seasoning is within the meat, so it's not gonna add too much seasoning, but it's gonna add some, all right? So you wanna be careful. Don't over season that. Now this is cooking. You wanna taste it. Okay, taste it just like this. It's okay, it's not too, it's still bland. You don't want it, again, you don't want it to be too tasty. You don't want it to be to have too much salt, because you're gonna add some of that salt from in there, from the meat also. You want it to be tasting good though, but not like too much. It's good. I want to add just a tad bit. It's gonna be a little bit bland. Add a little bit of this. Onion and pepper. Put the seasoning on there. Add a little bit of cayenne pepper. You stir it. This is going to cook all the way down, right? Okay. That's the taste that I want. It's not well seasoned, but it's just enough to where when I add the meat, the taste of the meat is going to bring it all together and then make it perfect. We're almost there, guys. It's not a fast process, but it's an easy process. It's not that hard to do. All right, so we got the palava sauce cooking down like that. You'll start seeing it kind of form around the edges here. Once it starts going down, and it's starting to thicken, as you can see it. See, as it's starting to do that, that means it's almost ready. Yeah, the meat is nice and crisp and it's waiting. You got some sauce at the bottom. You got this meat here, and that sauce is going to go into the palava sauce. That sauce is going to help to season the palava sauce, and then we're almost done. We want to cook it down just a little bit more. So once it starts to get like this, right, you're going to start adding the meat. Okay, the meat with the sauce at the bottom. And this is going to season. It's going to complete the seasoning. You want to make sure that water gets cooked down, but this is the point where you want to start adding the meat. You want to add the meat, and you want that water that's cooking, you want that water to cook with the seasoning that's in that meat. That's very important. Now you can turn the stove down. The stove is too hot now. The stove doesn't need to be as hot. You can see it bubbling and getting real thick now. That's where you want it to be at. Again, taste it. Do it like this. Taste that. It's great. It's tasting good. So if you're cooking for guests, you can do this. You feel me? If you're cooking for people, you can use this kind of thing to grab your meat and put it in there. But since I'm cooking for myself, I'm gonna go ahead and use my hands. You heard me? All right, start dropping meat in there. Drop as much meat as you want in there. Remember, the meat is seasoned, and that seasoned meat is going to further season the sauce that's in there. Give it a nice stir. Don't have the oil yet. That's going to come later. Give it a nice stir. Yeah, this is a lot of meat for me. I like to eat a lot of meat. You could just have chicken or beef or both. Chicken and beef. It could be one meat for you. But this is Liberian style. It's like different styles of meat. I'm going to taste it again like that. So good. Put the meat in there, you stir it up, let it cook down a little bit more. Just like that. It's really thick now. You're tasting it, it's tasting good. Once it cooks down, you don't see the little water bubbles. You don't see that many water bubbles anymore. Then it's time to add the oil. All right, this is the palm oil that I'm using. Go to your African store, find your bodegas, find anywhere you can buy this stuff here. Can't tell you where to get it, but it's called palm oil, okay? You're gonna add the palm oil in here like this. You don't want to pour too much in there. You want to put just enough to where it changes the texture. And then you stir it up. At this point, you're pretty much done. If you don't like oil and you just want to eat it like that, everything in there is already cooked. You can start eating. You can put it on there and eat it. That'd be kind of crazy, but you can't call that Liberian, but you can definitely go ahead and start eating it. Just like that, because everything's already cooked. It's starting to look a little red. Taste it again. Yes. Put a little bit more oil, let it be a little bit redder. You stir it. Yes, once it starts looking like that golden color with the oil on there, that's when you know you got palava sauce. That's when you know you're done. That's the look and that's the texture you want. Just like that. Taste it. That's palava sauce.